Something like
Jesus.
Or with the boys. That was so much water. Oh my
Remember when I
god.
dumped water on my head?
That was so much. You said naturally. Oh no, I regret that.
He's gonna have a wet shirt throughout the
So
whole thing.
much water. Look at, you can't see because it's white, but
Yeah, it's a lot.
Welcome to episode 4, Bored with
Yeah.
the Boys.
First question.
First question,
First question of the day goes to Scott.
Scott, kick it
Yeah.
away.
Cool. Let's jump right in. So I have a question for you all. I thought it would be fun to discuss. So let's say you could create your own game. Not like
Shoot.
not like
I
a
should've
little
said
video
Scott
game,
first.
a little board game. Like let's say you could unlimited resources, like VR, AR, real life, whatever. What would be like the ideal video game that you would create if like resources and creativity, there was no limit to what you could do? What would be the most like
Like space and time?
What? What does that mean?
Well,
He's going deep, so I'm going deep.
well, I mean, it has to like, you can't be like, oh, I want to go
Like
like go back in
possible.
time or anything. Like, yeah,
That'd
like
be
it
possible.
has to be possible. Like technology, like, I mean, if you
So wet.
I mean, if you saw it in like a movie or something, I guess, but it has to like obey some law of physics. But like, what would be your like ideal video game that you would create if you could do whatever you want? Question for all of you.
Shooting and everything. My mic was muted.
Oh, well, that's a hard question.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
a
you need
hard
to
one.
think about that for like 20 minutes.
Unlimited resources, huh? All right. Well, it would be a sandbox game, open world,
I like it.
similar to GTA in a sense, or San Andreas, if you remember those games, where you could do anything you wanted, just about. But it's not necessarily about doing drugs and killing people.
Because that's just real life, anyways, right?
I don't know. It's a good one. I mean, that's kind of like my base for it, anyways.
Makes sense. What do you think, Tim?
Wait, do we have to name it and stuff, or do we have to just tell? What
You don't have to create it, but like what would the game like be?
W's. Oh,
Like, oh, it would come out in June of 23, like no,
I'm 23. That's just
2023.
Oh man, that's
Like, what would
that's
what would the concept of the game be? Like, you don't have to be like a story mode, but like, what would you do? What would make it like the best game that you think like you would enjoy, that you think just everyone would? It would like just break the freaking rules for all games and just be like the new thing,
Man,
the new best thing.
that's so hard.
Man. That's
I feel like I don't have enough
Yeah.
time to come up with this answer.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
on the
it's,
spot, it's a hard one.
well, that's the whole
That's
thing.
I know. I'm trying to like think quick, but
All right, here I'll throw something out there, see if it helps. So when I first kind of came up with the question, like the first thing that popped into my head, like I thought of the question first, but then after, the first thing that popped in my head was the movie Ready Player One.
yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
like, even though it's not
Oh, okay,
necessarily
now-
at that point yet, the idea of open world, like Brian said, which everyone loves, but the idea of like being full suited, like being able to run, lift, shoot, feel in all of those aspects, but be in a world that like almost could do anything. Like you can drive, you can play like first person shooter, you can do like action adventure. Like I feel like that sort of is like the pinnacle of things. So that's like kind of like what came to my
Right.
mind would be like, when it got to that point, you would probably end up with like one company, one game, because of just how immersive it would be. So like, I feel like that's kind of where it would stop, because like, how do you get better than like what that movie showed, like the idea of that movie?
So I got one. So mine's would be a VR game. It would be Gundam like pilot, like first person, where you just jump in a cockpit and then like you start doing like a crazy battle royale type, like what are the games now, like Fortnite. Like you'll have like 100 people inside robots battling each other with guns and stuff like that in a big city. and then you can demolish anything around you. It's like sandbox, just like what Brian said.
So you just
Something
want
like that.
Fortnite to come out with some Gundam skins
VR, no.
with VR.
But you're a giant robot.
They did
So
that
is
and hated
it VR in the sense
In
that it's
VR.
just a headset, or are you talking like full
Like
suit?
like full on VR, like suit and everything. Like you're in a cockpit, so it's like an arcade, like where you just hop in, put on the glasses, and you have all the remotes in front of you, so you get to press the buttons and feel like you're inside of an actual like robot,
Oh, all right.
That'd be cool. Like
but battle royale.
what? Yeah, I think in that like battle royale would be cool there. Like the Gundam thing makes me think of like the movie Pacific Rim. Like how cool would it be to be like
Yeah,
doing live action Pacific Rim style city fighting like monsters, but like in a VR like Gundam style. Well, I don't even remember what they were called. Jaegers, right, in that movie?
Yeah.
Like that would be super badass. Like if you could be in a thing that's like shaking as you're like walking around.
and,
stuff.
and you could add in kaiju's into it. It'd be pretty cool, like fighting monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I did just say that, but that's
Pacific Rim, like
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like that. Does that give you any
Wait.
other ideas, Tim?
No. Yeah, I did, but I forgot immediately.
Yeah, 'cause Godzilla is amazing.
Gonzillo?
King of Monsters.
Gonzillo. Good old
Oh, that's what I'm
Gonzillo.
So I was gonna say, like, obviously, I feel like it's like easy to just say like, oh, open world sandbox, but that's like really the best thing.
True. But like what would you
You
do?
want to embrace. You want
Is
to.
that you-
All right, so I would make a better version of Anthem. I don't know, you guys didn't play it, but
No, I played it.
What did you? It could have been amazing. And it's just like that was it's like almost like an Iron Man. Like you're just in this suit and you're just flying around destroying things with awesome overpowered weapons, and it was kind of fun. But it was
What would
just,
make
like,
it
they
better?
Had a botched launch, but like it's similar to that, I guess. But it's more open world.
But
I
would
don't
you-
know, it's hard to.
So in your mind, do you think like ideal state in like, 20 years is like everyone sitting behind a headset, or are you still like sitting in front of a TV? Like without shifting the conversation, like in your head, not like where we think it'll be, but like what do you think the idea
where
would be?
should
Like
be?
where would it be the most entertaining? Like do you think it's gonna move further and
Probably
further?
VR. Probably VR, like full VR, more advanced
Mm.
VR with full, not just like a VR
Like-
headset, but a full.
full suit or like a machine you get in that
Yeah,
like wraps around you.
You can walk in
Like-
it like a gyroscope
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
Which would be ridiculous, but amazing.
That'd be
I
cool.
almost think like Ready Player One esque, where like
Yeah.
the game is like it has a central hub, where it's like basically the hub is just like a lobby, and then
Yeah.
in one game there's like a bunch of different things that you can go into and play with other people.
That's
so
cool.
it's like it's one game, but it's like multiple games. Like today you go into your hub, you talk to your friends, like, oh, we want to do a first person shooter today, and then you go into like a shooter, or if you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I want to do an adventure game, you go into like an adventure game. It's like
Kind of like a Wreck-It Ralph when they're in like the power
yeah,
strip.
yes, exactly. That's like exactly like everyone's like kind of in that middle
Yeah.
like thing, and then all
Yeah.
the games are linked.
The question is, oh damn, never mind. I have a good question. I just thought of a good question too.
The question is,
The question is, never mind.
No, but it's related to something like this, but it's similar.
Whatever that means.
Okay. What is that?
Just
What
thought
is
of it
ask
now.
this similar
Just
question?
Just
All
I
right.
don't know.
All right, well, I'm gonna flip it around a little bit. So obviously we're talking like VR style for like games going forward, but I think it would be cool too. Like another idea that I in my head that I was thinking is, so like you have VR, which is like virtual reality, then you have AR, which is augmented reality.
Yeah, that's
So-
where you use the phone and stuff, and everything sees through it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're not in a virtual world, you're in your own world, but it's
Yeah.
augmented with like just things. So I think it would be a cool thing. Like the first thing that comes to mind would be like obviously Pokemon Go was huge, but that was it wasn't like necessarily augmented reality. It was just like
Like Harry
location. Yeah, it was like location based. But like, what if you had like an augmented reality Pokemon where you had goggles on, and as you're walking around, like legit Pokemon are walking around, and you're like playing the game in your own neighborhood outside, but like it's like a mesh of the two worlds. Like I think that's really cool. Obviously, it's like sort of dangerous because you're not just sitting at home; you're like out and about. But it adds like another element of like it never ends because you're not like in a virtual world. You're just like in an extension of your own. Like I think that'd be a pretty cool thing too.
Yeah.
That's
So you
cool.
don't want to lose control of reality.
Yeah, like I think the
be able to take the goggles off and be back at home.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, like that, I think-
AR is basically you see it's around you, but with added stuff.
Yeah.
exactly, yeah, and like that's really cool. Like I think the problem with they said in Ready Player One is like the world is like dystopian. It's like post-apocalyptic, and it's like everyone's in this crazy world because that world's better than their own. So I think when you almost move to like a future that's fully VR, maybe not like everybody, maybe just the games are VR. Obviously, it's different, but like where that is like the whole world was almost like VR. You lose that outside world touch, and then it's like I feel like it shifts overall like just society, not just games. Where I think like augmented might be like a cool like in between thing where it's like kind of a mix. But
Yeah, I can see that. Like you're walking around and you see other, like you know other people. Like if you have like the goggles or glasses, whatever, you have like a thing above you, and like if someone else has them, you can see who else is playing in real life. So you're like
That's
walking
sick.
down the street and you see someone else, and there's like a gamer tag above them
yeah,
in real
that's
life.
sick. That's so
And you're
sick
like, oh,
to
that
me.
person's playing the game too.
It's squeaky
Like that
squirrel.
would be cool. Yeah, like you would know who else is in the game, but like you're just walking down the street.
Yeah, and like if they're on like a mission, like their like thing pops up and they can like send you an invite. So like, oh, they're around the corner, and then you like come running, and then I mean, again, that kind of poses risks of like making
Yeah.
sure it's safe and whatever. But like that would just be a cool way to again mix the world. So you're not sitting in your room, like having like a a thing where a running pad and stuff like the movie would be cool because you're like still being active, but like being outside and doing it, I feel like just adds a whole new like element to it that like okay, you could only play this game if you go to like California, you know what I mean? So it could like promote travel to these places that you could like I don't know. I feel like they could think of anything and it would be like really cool. You could have like specific little things that companies could do, like this special game that you play on this boat. So you like buy a ticket to go on this cruise, and like there's only this cool AR game on the boat where you like fighting sharks with lasers or something like that. I don't know.
I'd say like you like
Driving
driving your
real
car.
life cruise, but you still fight fucking sea monsters.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so
Like
cool.
you're fighting Godzilla.
Yeah, I would say,
Gonzilla.
people, doing like races in their actual car, but like checkpoints on the road, and they're like racing.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like
Yeah. See, that's where it becomes like there's a blur between like how far does
Reality.
it go. But I mean, that would be
Yeah.
pretty sick. Like if you like have your own little mission that you're kind of doing, like racing, like your window in your car is augmented. So like you have like imaginary racers next to you, and you're like cruising along next to them. That's so cool.
Smashing into everybody, like knocking off the road.
Yeah,
I
they would
would
probably
think
just
like
cause so many accidents.
I would think Tesla would do something like that, where their windows are like AR proof. Like,
Proof?
I don't know what you call it. Like this
Can't get
crazy-
AR in here.
Like when you roll down the windows, everything's you don't see everything like the car racing next to you. So then when you put it back up, everything's like you still see Pokemon or like gamer tags and stuff. Like the windows, they're
Yeah, no, I get what you're
You know
talking
what-
about, but I think like the gamer tag thing probably not super relevant for in the car. But I mean, yeah, I mean, there's definitely like application for it. I think would be cool. Like when you're driving, you'd be like keep the front the same, but then all your other windows change to like California roadside on the beach. So like it looks like you're driving on the beach. I don't know if that would screw up all your.
Through a bunch of like garbage cans.
Yeah. But then you would have like you have like
by a dumpster.
your blind sides would be all like off and stuff. So I don't know.
well, I mean, if the car's driving itself, anyways. If it's
That's
a
true.
Tesla,
If
So
it's
I'm
driving
saying that-
itself. Yeah, but then you're probably just playing a video game inside the car anyways.
You just don't want to leave the car. That's it.
Yeah, then it's just live in the car, and that's the future. We all live in cars.
Damn.
infinitely drive.
We did it. We solved it. That's the
Well-
future.
I got a question.
All right. I think we beat that one to death.
It's different than that, but I guess it's still a question. If you could spend 1 week with any person on the planet, who would it be and why?
Oh, man.
Not. So my answer, sort of on the Tesla vibe, was Elon Musk, because I feel like he's got a shitload of gadgets. You know what I mean? We could just mess around and shoot flamethrowers at things, and he can launch me into space.
launch.
Are you,
Like, in a week,
we
you
to hang
have
out
a
with
week to
real people,
prepare.
or do we have to hang out with real people or fictional?
Probably real.
Let's
You
keep
can't
it
say like
going.
an
I'll say Batman.
you can't say like an animated character.
Damn it!
Ah, SpongeBob for sure.
I want to live down in the ocean and the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Bikini Bottom.
Mhm.
I just feel like Elon Musk would have like just a whole bunch of, even just like to talk to the guy. I mean, I'm sure he's super creative, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he's like a unique mind in itself. Like, there's very few like him. So I guess my first choice, obligated, I'll say, the wife. But if she's not available, if she's not around, she's busy. I kind of want to say The Rock, because like
Okay.
like I think he's proven that he literally has like the craziest work ethic like ever. Like, he gets up at like 4 a.m. every day and just like works out and is a beast. But then he's like doing scripts and movies and promos and just all this other stuff. Like, it would be like a week of probably getting like 0 of his time, but just to like be in the like same area and like going through the paces of all of the things he has to do, you would like get a better perspective of like, this is literally the amount of work it takes to kind of get to that level. So like, kind of like you say with Elon Musk, like maybe not from like a gadget perspective of like the things he has, but just more or less like trying to like
dumbbells and like
go
flexes.
Like, yeah, obviously he's in good shape. Like, I'm not gonna get in good shape in a week, but like just like the work ethic, I think like some of that concept would like rub off a little bit, because he's also just like super like genuinely nice guy. So like from that perspective, I think that would be like a cool person.
For me, I would say Kevin Hart, because they got to have someone really funny, and as well he does exercises, and he's
that's secondary.
But he's a very positive-minded person, because I heard him on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he has like a lot of good things around him, like all these positive thoughts. He's always good to people. He's always donating things, money, items, and as well, he's just like I said, he's always a kind, good person, and he's funny. So you kind of want someone really comical around you, just to have that positive vibe.
Yeah, solid choice. I mean, he's a hell of a worker too. So
he's always wants to make more money than anyone else. That's his mindset. Like he if he wants to be a billionaire, he's just mindset, I want to be billionaire. That's what we're going for.
Yeah.
And then he'll go higher than that. He's always trying to beat his obstacles.
Yeah, and exercising.
Yeah. Anything, like that's his mindset.
He also does exercises.
That's a solid choice.
Wakes up, rides a bike, does Pilates in the morning.
No,
Yeah.
who knows? He does.
I like
he
it.
doesn't. I know he works out with The Rock, like in movie sets and stuff.
Yeah,
They're like close friends.
yeah, they've done a lot of stuff. All right, Tim, you got quite the trio right there. Elon, The Rock, and Kevin Hart. What do you got?
I'm not good at this. I don't like this.
Just say Beyonce.
Beyonce. I mean, it's not a horrible choice.
I'm not good under pressure. I can't, think of everything and nothing at once. I got no.
You could just hang out with Excision
Legendary Moose.
to make dope beats.
Dirty moves. Oh man, it would probably have to be
Joanna Judge Redsick.
like. I'm not gonna say like a single person, but someone in the lines of like maybe like the Yes Theory guys, or like the Sam Colder, or someone that can who made like traveling a lifestyle, or just one of those internet like influencers that are able to travel the world and like visit all these different places and
travel vlogger.
Somewhere along that lines, because I would love to do that, but it's like I don't understand how they do that, but.
Those are solid choices too. Yeah, I hadn't thought about Yes Theory, but that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's more of a group of people, but rather than one person. But like the Yes Theory groups, it would just seem to be like amazing to hang out with, because like they just kind of like what you said, The Rock with the mindset thing. Like being around them, you'd seem like you'd always be in a positive mood. You'd always be like inspiring people, doing good, having fun. It just seemed like and like you can learn from that, and you can even after you're done hanging out with them, you would come out of it with like different experiences that you could go out into the world with and share with other people. So I'd probably say something like that. More of a group of people, but like the Yes Theory guys.
Okay.
All right.
So
So
can I give a second answer?
Sure.
You're number 2 or 3 technically.
Who was my number? Oh yeah. Oh, I guess my number 3. Just as like an honorable mention. I would say Will Smith.
Oh
He's-
yeah.
I think he's like he's in like in the same category of everyone we're talking about. But like I was reading a thing on him not that long ago where it was saying like someone was questioning like how hard he was going on social media, like just kind of over the past like couple years. And someone was saying like he saw where the industry and the movies were going, and he decided to like back off from some of the movies and just do the ones he wanted to do, but then give a lot of attention to social media to basically reinvent himself to all the people that don't know him. And like he's just been like insanely like successful at that. Like his social media is like insane. His YouTube and all this stuff is like so big, and so many people are like into him that did not grow up with him, and that's like super hard to do. I think. Yeah, like Fresh Prince, like the the new generation didn't grow up on that, so they don't have that background, like the Independence Day, that kind of stuff. So it's like to see him like doing YouTube and whatever, Snapchat, TikTok, all these other like random stuff that he's on, like it's just I don't know, it'd be cool to see like the same way like how his mind works, like how he's able to like flow with it and just still be so relevant after being like around for so long. Like I think that'd be a really cool person to hang
And
out
he
with
can
as well.
come back and like spit bars pretty good, like he used to.
Yeah, he's like all over the place too.
I got sort of a second answer too here. I'm gonna say Shaquille O'Neal because he's a DJ, so you could go rave all the time with him.
There you go.
I mean, he's a funny dude in general,
Hmm.
and he's super into sports. So I feel like we could fucking watch all the sports all the time and just have a lot of fun.
He's also like a super businessman too. He owns like
Yeah,
1,000 businesses.
Five
like
Guys.
no joke. Subways
Five
and
Guys?
stuff.
Yeah,
He doesn't own Five Guys,
Oh.
but they're like franchises. So he owns like
Ooh,
200 Subways,
now.
like 100 Five Guys, all that kind of stuff.
I would say for my second answer would be Michael Jordan, because
Okay.
Same reason.
Does
Exercising.
exercise.
he makes a lot of money out of like his sneakers and stuff like that. But he's a cool dude, Like I've seen his documentary.
I
on
met him
ESPN.
before.
You did?
Oh, really?
No,
Oh my god.
Why would you say that?
That sounded so real.
Interesting topic.
No, but he actually owns the Hornets as well.
Urban Hornets? He owns them?
yes.
Yes.
The Murder Hornets? So he's behind it all?
No. He owns the Hornets from the Charlotte Hornets.
I think we knew what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there for people that don't
You
know.
got it.
But yeah,
Okay.
he won
Cool.
6 championships. So
The
Yeah.
thing is, I couldn't come up with a good number 1. I'm probably not going to give you a number 2.
I mean, I think we just created like the freaking best of the best of people out there right now. That's
so
it.
let me throw my question out there. You
Shoot.
ready? All right. If you had a superpower, what would it be? It
Oh,
can't be
God.
more than one.
I know me and Scott are going to pick the same thing.
Wait, it can't be more than one?
Nope.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
the one.
So this
Me and
one,
Scott-
I
me
got
and
some.
Scott are gonna
We got some
I know it.
experience on this freaking question.
talk about it.
Like, I got hours of thought into this question. Yeah, I'll-
Changed it.
I'll throw it out there. Me and Tim, we'll throw it out there at the same time. Telekinesis.
Telekinesis. Yep.
It literally, it doesn't end. It's like,
It's
so you accomplish flying, you accomplish like shielding, you can't really get hurt. You can do like pushing and like, force blast, that kind of thing. So you can like do attack based moves. You can just lift shit and move stuff around. Like, it's so expansive from like this one thing, which again, it's not real. Like we're talking like it's real, but like I don't know, just that one thing, I feel like it accomplishes so much. Like you literally wouldn't need anything else. You can do so much with it. Like you could travel with it. You can do good with it. You can do bad with it if you really want to. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like hands down. Like I don't know how you beat
So
that.
you're saying you're trying to get the Phoenix Force.
I'm trying to get like from that movie with those 4 guys like touch that random artifact in the ground, and then
Oh,
like they
okay.
all fly and do all this crazy stuff, and like
Michael
one guy goes
B.
evil.
Jordan.
I don't know that movie.
Well, yeah. I forget what it was called, but like that was like a really good movie. It was like a handheld camera movie. But like literally, I want what happened to them to happen to me. Like,
I was like Ashford in the woods and
Yeah.
all some powers.
But like it's just I don't know. I mean, there's obviously like a ton of different things. Like comic books are never ending, but like I feel like nothing beats telekinesis.
Yeah, I agree. Because like there are awesome superpowers out there, but that just encompasses so much, and there's like you said, there's just so much a range of things you can do. Like some people just say flying, and then it's like, well, it's cool, but like, what else are you gonna do besides fly?
Well,
Telekinesis, you can fly, and then all these other cool things on top of that.
Yeah.
Well, what do
I
you
don't
say?
know. So since I can't say telekinesis,
You can if you want. If you.
yeah, but I'll say
What's your
something
honest
different.
Your honest answer, what would it be?
I haven't thought of telekinesis before, so I guess that wouldn't be the first thing that came to my mind.
Oh,
Now that you guys said it, it's pretty badass.
Right.
So I was thinking more along the lines of like shape shifting, sort of. So
Okay.
like anything you could think of, you could just fucking be it. You know what I mean? You could like be a different person, be an animal, be a freaking cardboard box, be like whatever you. I don't know. I just feel like you could have a lot of fun doing different things like that. You could be a building. I don't know.
As far as you guys didn't choose mind control, because mind control can kind of beat telekinesis.
It can, but it depends on like what you're trying to do. Like, what are you trying to get out of life? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like mind control, you're like deceitly going through and like getting
like-
what you want.
That's only like a bad thing.
It's like
Like,
in Jessica Jones.
Oh,
Yeah, but
Kilgrave, he was not a good guy. You basically
I
like you create slaves. Like I don't know, like it's cool, but like yeah, I feel like personally, like I would want to do some good with it besides just have fun. And mind control, it's like unless you find a bad guy, and it's like stop it. You can't. It's not like you're not gonna really change anything. Or I guess you can like talk to world leaders and stuff, but telekinesis, you can be like, oh, I just rip his arms off. This is better.
How about
So-
you, Chris? What's your question?
Yeah, answer your question. Is your answer mind control? Is that it?
I wouldn't say that. I would say invisibility.
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 See, I would say invisibility. Brian's probably trumps that because the cardboard box is pretty invisible if you're it's like inconspicuous. You know what
Cardboard box.
I mean?
Yeah, but you can go anywhere. when
But
you're
what would you
invisible.
do? Are you trying to like get in girls' locker rooms? Is that like
It still seems. Stupid. I think you're just a sneaky guy. I
Shady guy over there.
It's a good thing for the like say like the military, but like, hey, we want you because you have that superpower.
Yeah, but like invisibility, like if you appear at the wrong time, you still get shot. Like when you're invisible, are you? All right, hold on. There we go. If you're invisible, what kind of invisible are you? Are you like just gone out of like
See-through?
existence? You see through. Obviously, you're invisible, but like, can you be hit by like a bullet? Like, are you still occupying that space? Because I've seen both versions in like movies and games and stuff. Are you just like straight up gone out of this 3D plane, or are you like there but
See-
just not seen?
It's like you can, if somebody walks by you, they'll still bump into you, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I've seen it
Oh,
both
okay,
ways.
So they can still physically hit me in contact.
Yeah. Well, I guess you probably wouldn't pick that, but
was like, we're giving you the two choices.
I know. I'm giving you the choices. I'm saying why the other one's so bad. So never mind.
Thanks, guys, for the confidence.
I don't know. I still
So-
feel like those are just both like not positive results.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
invisibility. Like, what are you doing with it? That's gonna.
It's cool. Like every.
It's cool.
every-
Yeah.
It's definitely cool as hell.
Yeah. It's just. I think me and Scott kind of on that mindset of like most efficiency for doing good and like, not just good, but just like efficiency of
You could-
options and what
Yeah.
you do.
It would make everything in your own life that much easier, and then you could just do good. You can like travel. You can like it's. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it gives you the most options.
Okay, so then I guess I'll just have the I don't know what Full Metal Alchemist. I can like manipulate anything around you into like
Like conjuration or
That's
something like
yeah,
it's alchemy.
conjuring.
It's alchemy.
Alchemy. There you go.
Yeah, it's in the name.
that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty sick too. Like, you can change any existing matter into anything else. Like that's pretty nasty as well. You're like, oh, this rock, and then you turn it into like a freaking radio.
I can turn something to like helpful resources, like helpful.
Trying to get his shifty little
Yeah,
character.
you're trying to save face after you're like sneaking into girls' locker rooms.
Yeah, trying to change things up here.
Yeah, you turn invisible, you walk in there, you bump into this box, and Brian's like, "Oh shit!"
He steps on me and crushes me.
That's the thing too. If you turn into a box and you get crushed, do you like die? Like how does
No,
that?
when you come back, you just all like
You
fucked
just come
up.
back with a dent in your face.
Like how does that work?
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't. That wouldn't be like, oh my god, my favorite thing is to be this cardboard box.
That's just the best example you
Like,
gave.
That's my go-to shape-shifting right there.
That's what you get, like,
Every time you just go right to a box.
So what if someone puts something in the box?
I could travel the world. I could be like an Amazon box. Travel the world and go to different people's houses and shit.
Or like drawing you.
And then like you try to go back into a human and you're like in a box-sized like thing. And you're like, oh god, you just all like mangled in this like little tiny mail hole.
I could like ding dong ditch people, like knock on the doors and have a little cardboard box running away.
You could like turn into a little pile of crap on their doorstep.
why would you run away? If you were a box, why would you run away? Why would you just
It's
sit there?
just a box running across the yard.
Way more suspicious.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm just laughing at the same time.
Yeah, it's just a box like somehow waddling across the yard, laughing like, what the heck?
Where are you kids?
It just bumps into Christian Invisible
I turn
sneaking
I
again.
turn it to a concrete bag.
Oh god.
He just like a human with a concrete bag face.
I'm trying not to laugh my ass off.
Oh, that's fine. You don't need to hide your laughter.
That's
Or
funny.
a fence post.
Oh, dude, that's funny. Just imagine something like a box ding dong ditching and then running across the freaking yard. That's great.
Well, we wouldn't even get to the door. We have telekinesis, so from a distance we could just ring the doorbell.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
but that's not as funny.
I guess, but I mean, we could
Yeah,
just
but then when they-
random
yeah,
weirdo
but then-
standing off in the distance looking at you like,
yeah, but then when they come out, you can do you can like rip their arms off and stuff. So.
I could just like cardboard box them to death.
What that means.
You know, flap them to death.
I'd give them a bunch of cardboard paper cuts.
They open the door, he just like engulfs them as a box, and then they're just like inside of you somehow.
My
Yeah,
box
so if
gets
you're
bigger.
a box, and they're in the box, they're inside you as a box. When you switch back to a person, and they're just like inside your
They're just
body.
inside of you.
So that's how I would shapeshift, right? That's like sort of my thing.
Oh,
like
God.
I start out as a cardboard box. Then whatever I eat, I can shapeshift into for the
You're like
rest of my life.
Kirby. Now you're Kirby now.
So,
So
like,
wait,
if I
so-
eat this like Coke can, I could transform into a Coke can or something.
So you gotta eat cardboard
So
box.
yeah, I was saying at one point you would have eaten
So
a cardboard box.
I gotta eat people that I want to turn into.
People.
You
But
gotta
they're still alive. Like I can spin them back out. I just gotta eat them first. To
So
be
you just gotta taste them.
eat Kirby.
yeah.
You just gotta like lick a bunch of people. So you're getting kind of creepy, like Christian. Christian's sneaking on people invisible. Brian's like just wants to be able to lick people with a reason.
Brian's bathroom, just leaking every urinal.
Oh, what the hell? He doesn't want to.
be your.
He just would turn into a bunch of urine. Like he just shapeshifts into a puddle of urine.
No, that's what he was. Just like a
That's
liquid puddle, and he would just like flat around.
I could lick a bunch of pieces of crap. Just turn into crap.
Splashed everyone.
Oh god.
Would you, if that was the like, if you had the choice, like you could be a shapeshifter, but in order to do it, you have to lick what you need. Like, would you take that off?
Oh shit! Or I would just be me and that's it.
Yeah.
Damn, I
Like,
guess I'd be the
downside-
shapeshifter.
Like there probably has to be a downside of having.
I'd lick some
Yeah.
stuff.
That's
I'd
like
lick some butts.
to
That's
be a
like-
giant
for that same exact like point. I've told you this, Tim, before too. Like I feel like what if that's like a thing in real life now, where it's like you have to push yourself to this like ultimate limit for that like power to emerge, but like no one's ever willing to like do that. You know what I mean? Like I forget like the example I gave. Like I guess like I was like, oh, you gotta like jump off of a cliff and like
if you can fly. Yeah.
it's like see if you can fly. But I mean, I guess plenty of people jumped off the cliff, but maybe like they didn't have the right mindsets. Like
Oh yeah.
they weren't jumping off the cliff for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It probably has no difference. You know what I mean? Like I feel like what if that's like a thing? Like it literally is like this whole other magical existence, and it's like oh, no one's ever like tried to get it.
Nobody's ever tried to fly.
No one's ever tried to fly. I feel like we're promoting a weird message here. Like we're like
urinal holes.
licking urine and jumping off a cliff here. Took a weird turn.
Ding dong ditching as a cardboard box.
Everything around you and you become it.
But then you could turn into the doorbell and you could be like somebody's doorbell and have
So you're
people
gonna-
press you all the
So you
time.
licking the doorbell?
Yeah, he's gonna run up and lick somebody's doorbell.
Right. Why you looking at my doorbell? You looking at the knob? Why you looking at my knob?
Oh, God. Brian can't even be on screen.
Dude, I'm
Uh,
fucking doorbells.
This is weirdo, just like.
We're gonna get like tomorrow. We're gonna see like a thing in the news where like, he got like arrested.
They're like,
Doorknobs, empty doorbells.
oh, 1 minute this guy's looking at doorknob, next minute there's 2 doorknobs. I mean, I don't know what's going on.
which doorknob do you press?
Just walk up.
Like, if you press me, I'll like make a weird giggle, like or something like that. When you press the door.
Pranked ya. Gotcha.
Don't press me.
No.
And it just turns back to a cardboard.
Yeah, it just runs away.
It'd be like a cardboard doorbell.
See, what's scary about transforming is like, with these powers, like, do you get the ability to know how to do it? So like for telekinesis specifically, it's like in that movie, they throw like a tennis ball and then they do this and like they train themselves to do that. But like transforming, it's like if you screw up, are you just dead?
Yeah.
Like
Half your body transforms and the other half doesn't.
and then you just don't know what to do. You're like, I've never done this before. Like, what's happening?
I mean,
Right?
I don't know. Shit, I'm not a shapeshifter.
Or like when you transform, do you like gain the property or knowledge of whatever you transformed into?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
So when you
You know
transform into a box, you're now just a box, and you
no,
just
like,
never can
you don't
come
know how to
back.
be a
You
box.
automatically know the material of a cardboard.
Yeah, like you're a box, and all of a sudden you have like a box brain. Like you can't come back to a human because you're just a box now.
Or you transform into a box, you're not cardboard, you're just like flesh. You're just like a
Not box.
flesh bone box thing.
Yeah, you're like literally just a box form.
What if like your body, your skin turns into whatever material you absorb or lick?
You just like
know what I'm saying? Like-
your whole body is just a bunch of doorbells.
Looks like or like it all
You got
depends on the
doorbell
material.
nipples.
Ding dong.
Wasn't like kind of like what cloth turns to metal, but I get what you're saying. Like you touch metal, you're metal.
Yeah.
So,
See, like that always like scared me with like, you know, the X-Men Kitty, the one who can like phase through things.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, like what happens if she just like sneezes or like forgets and all of a sudden like boop in a wall? Like is she like because she has that, is she fine, or is she like, oh shit, like I'm dead? You know what I mean?
It's the same
Like
thing. It's the same thing for Nightcrawler. If he doesn't know where he's going, he's gonna end up stuck in a wall.
You can phase it, like he can
yeah,
appear.
yeah. And he's like said that, so it's like her too. Is like, is she just constantly focusing? So it's like she's like walking through something. She's like, oh, choo, and it's like, all of a sudden her brain is like in stone, and it's like, and you did, like, you know what I mean? Like you can't breathe. You can't be like, oh, let me think this through, because you're like literally no oxygen inside of a wall.
I don't think it. I mean, we're
Right,
getting
so-
like a little too realistic here. Not necessarily realistic, but maybe a little too deep. I feel like you could just think of what you want to shapeshift into, then boom, I'm a grizzly bear, or a silverback gorilla, or whatever.
Yeah, but how did you lick those?
I just looked like a picture of him on Google. Like look at my computer screen real quick.
And you would just turn into a computer screen with those pictures on it.
He's like 1, 2, 3 grizzly bear, and he's just like a computer.
Picture of a grizzly bear on it.
And now he's stuck that way.
He's literally a piece of paper.
What?
Well, I guess like that's kind of like that movie Jumper. You know, the one where he can teleport. Like he just has pictures and he like imagines it. That's kind of like what you're thinking of too. So it's like you just like, as long as you picture it, like it's like second nature. It just happens. So that's kind of
where I was getting at.
That's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I guess we're getting real technical for stuff that doesn't exist, but who's having these conversations? Someone needs to.
You gotta have these weird topics.
You gotta have them. Exercising, right?
That's it.
That's exercises.
Exercising.
That's my superpower.
You could turn into like a bench machine
And
and
then-
just have people bench you all day long.
And
It could be like some weights.
Then after this, we end up doing a challenge, and everyone starts licking doorbells and stuff, and eating cardboard. Like boy with the boys. Hashtag cardboard.
When you said bench machine, I was like thinking of like a thing that like mass produces benches.
He's like,
Like you made benches.
He's like, yeah, I want to do good. I want to make benches for the world. I want to be a machine that makes benches.
I want to be an IKEA.
Shortages of public park benches. I want to be a bench machine. Makes benches.
I want to put out like
powers of an IKEA person.
Yes.
So
Sure.
you're not-
Oh man.
Oh god.
that's some seriously good powers right there.
Like a doorbell.
Christian's brain control.
Or like, what happens though if you like accidentally lick the roof of your mouth? Then you just now the roof of your
Turn
mouth.
the-
You just like go inside out like from your mouth, just like you like implode yourself.
That's dangerous, Brian. Some dangerous super.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're like thinking about something. All of a sudden you're just like a giant dick or something. And then like you can't hide it. They're like, "Whoa, dude, what the hell?" You're like, "Oh, sorry, hold on."
But like, as you're a dick, are you like hard or soft? I mean,
Well, you'd be like a
Well,
6-foot dick. You'd be like your version of it.
Well, you don't have legs, so you just fall on the ground.
It's like,
I mean, unless you decided to have legs.
That's like a secondary thought. You're like, wait, I'm a dick. No, I'm a dick with legs. Oh, I had arms so I can do stuff.
Your ball sacks on your feet.
You're like ball feet. Oh god. No one's. This is the podcast everyone stops watching.
Yeah. Take it to
This is
the
a hard one to decide.
Yeah, welcome to Board with the Boys. Cheers.
How bored we actually are talking about
Oh,
turning into
Tim.
giants.
What's your question, Tim? Let's move on.
No. Well, that was good because my question was awful because I don't really have a question. I kind of my water. I guess I kind of have two, but I guess I can ask both. But
Do it.
one, if you could pick one place anywhere in the world to live, where would that be?
Like for any reason, or just like in current life, just if you could relocate wherever.
Not necessarily right now, just for any reason or just whenever. Not like right now, like during quarantine or anything like that, but just like in the best of
Ideal.
times, like just your dream place to live.
Like now times.
Well, no,
I just said-
no, like in an ideal state, I guess. Like not COVID, not the current world. Like in
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
in
like,
a normal
effects.
world.
So a world like 3 or 4 months ago, where would you want to be?
Yeah.
That's rough. I feel like different places offer different things.
Yeah.
Like instinctually, I was like, oh, like California's great because like I have a friend who just moved there, and he's like, the best thing about it is literally the weather is just perfect every day.
Except with those earthquakes.
Yeah, there's like obviously bad stuff there, but it's like that's like an easy generic answer. But there's like so many like exotic,
world.
yeah, there's like so many exotic, crazy places that just like look
I feel
so
like-
awesome.
Japan would be a cool place to be because they're, I mean, from what I know, they're like their technology, like they just have more than what we have, and it's just I don't know. I just feel like it's a cool place. Looks like a cool place. Lots of shit, lots of different stuff than what we have in America.
Well, there goes my answer.
You guys have
Nah,
been
I got
so
it.
in depth with that one.
Maybe I should have said for like a year, maybe. Live for a year, maybe. I don't know. That changes it.
Forever is hard. Like
yeah. Because I don't know if I would ever want to live one place forever necessarily.
yeah, like there's good places, but even like freaking like Bora Bora, like really nice exotic islands, like it would get old. You're like, oh, it's nice to be on the beach, but like, oh, I miss the city. You know what I mean? Like you need to find a place that has the balance.
If your answer's still the same, probably Brian. But yeah, I would say like a year. Let's live like if you could choose
Okay.
any place to live for a year. I think it's. I didn't
See,
fully
Japan is cool, but I feel like there's a lot of prep because of language barrier. Like you're going somewhere where you're literally like super minority, and I feel like that would be a huge struggle to enjoy certain aspects of it if you're not like if did your homework and like know
Right.
some portion of the language, I guess. Japan, I mean, definitely looks sick, but I feel like that would kind of take away from it being my answer for that reason. Not that I wouldn't go anywhere like that doesn't speak English, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like...
Yeah, but if it's a year, though, I mean, you could probably
True.
prepare ahead of time and have some basic knowledge of the culture and the language before you go.
Well, I guess I would say I was gonna say my country, but it's okay there. But I would say
What is your country for the people who don't
Puerto
know
Rico,
your country?
right?
Puerto Rico.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But
We know that, but you know.
everyone's gonna think like Portugal or something because I look Portuguese or something. But
Sure.
I would say Colombia because there's a lot of good things there.
The cartel.
No, well, I would say cartel. Well, I mean like the scenery. Like
Yeah, I was just joking.
I've seen a lot of documentaries and stuff like that. I just and the scenarios around there is scenery. Sorry.
They get into some wild scenarios. Oh god.
The scenery is really nice there, and I can speak Spanish, so that's another thing. So
That's good, yeah. That's good to know.
I hear there's a lot of good people there too.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think there's good people in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would be torn between like a place like Switzerland or something, which I feel like has a really good like society balance of like their like home life balance or their work life balance. I feel like is way more figured out than it is in America. So like
Yep.
being able to live in like an environment. I know a lot of like Europe is different, but I know like Switzerland specifically is like very geared towards like more home life specifically. So it would be cool to be in that environment just to see like the difference in like, you know, in America it's like, oh, you know, 9 to 5 and then hustle all night and it's like it never ends, where it's like I feel like over there it's more like laid back generally because you have like, you know, health protection, all these other things, so you can kind of like just live a more subtle life because you don't need to go as crazy. So like even if there's not as much like insanity to do there, it's just like a much more relaxed thing. So I think like a year someplace like that would be like pretty cool. Like it would literally give you like a ton of perspective on like probably stuff to like change in your own life and stuff like that.
That's the thing that sucks about like choosing an answer for this, just because I haven't traveled as much.
Yeah,
as,
I mean,
you guys,
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't really travel either.
stuff like that. And
I mean, outside of the U.S., I've only ever been to Canada and Aruba.
I've only ever been to Washington D.C.
the closest thing has been
where I live now.
All right, I'm a little better than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would think definitely outside of the U.S., just like if you had the opportunity to, like money-wise, it's U.S. is cheaper, but like if you could go somewhere else and get that other experience, that would be definitely
I would.
an
I
answer.
would love to do that.
Yeah, I don't know if like Switzerland is exactly the answer, but I would say like in that general area where it's like that lifestyle, where it's
Yeah.
just like better. That'd be cool.
I'd love to go to Australia.
Japan does look sick though.
I feel like Australia has some like crazy things and
I was
super
gonna
hot.
say
but
Australia
I'd love
too,
to
that's-
go to Australia. It seems fun.
I would definitely love to visit, but yeah, man, it seems rough there. like,
Yeah.
like
you got,
they're
like crazy insects and like
Yeah.
a whole bunch of nasty looking snakes.
yeah, and they have like
I'm
they're like
afraid I'd run like a little girl.
basically anything we have, but much bigger.
yeah, they have
Yeah.
like their insect and all that stuff is like way worse, and like I think they get hit with like some major humidity too, which like I hate humidity, so it's I feel like that
Yeah,
it would be cool to
Yeah.
visit like Sydney
I
or
would-
like Melbourne
for a week.
for like a week, but yeah, a year. I think it would take like a
Yeah.
while, like a couple of years to get used to that. I think that
Mhm.
lifestyle, just fighting
But-
kangaroos and
but-
stuff.
You should have phrased the
Fight
question as like,
kangaroos.
if you were to choose a place to live forever with no one around, where would it be? That should have been the
Nowhere.
question.
why does nobody have to be around?
You're just stealing my
Wait,
question.
are you talking about Brian because he's still a
No,
box,
I'm
right?
saying it should have been phrased like that, so you won't have to think about like the language barrier and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I guess
that's
it's-
like one real specific problem that's kind of fixable.
Yeah, but I guess it's the same thing with like the superpower. Like it doesn't exist. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
I would definitely know.
I want to reword your question to if you could have one superpower, but you couldn't see anybody ever again, and no one would be around. What would it be?
No, but
The ability to see people again. That's what my superpower.
The ability to end my life.
That's like a thing, though, right? Like that's kind of true. Like, if you had to choose between like having superpower and never seeing anyone again, I wouldn't pick a superpower over that.
But not like never seeing anybody, but like getting a superpower, but never like having a friend or finding love. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because you're just a freak.
Yeah, because you're just like oh, I got telekinesis, but
cardboard box.
you look like a
Doorbells.
like a grizzly cardboard box. Like, yeah, but
cardboard box. What does that mean?
like you're kind of rugged.
Like a hairy
Oh.
box.
Yeah, hairy box.
That's what I was thinking. Grizzly bear box.
he's just a fucking hairy box. Oh god.
What's this hairy box on my doorstep?
Ringing my doorbell.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, that was good.
So where would you live, Tim?
I'd live for a year.
Or where would you choose?
It's definitely definitely outside the U.S. somewhere. Man, I kind of want to say either kind of along the lines that you said, like with Switzerland, or I don't want to say that because you said it, but for the same reason that you said,
Yeah.
basically, because they have, I think it's them that have like the happiest people, like
Yeah.
they did like those surveys and stuff. It's like the best
Yeah,
quality,
rated the happiest. Yeah.
that stuff like that. Yeah, just to see like what it's like and try to
Try to
do
live
that
it.
here.
Yeah.
Be a
If
grizzly
it's
cardboard
possible.
box.
Yeah, I'd probably say that too. It's hard because it's only a year. A year's a long time, but it's not a long time. So I
Yeah,
would
it goes
love
by
to-
fast.
a
Especially
lot
if you're like
of places
if you're adjusting to something, like a year is nothing.
It's
yeah.
a long time if you take it day by day, but I mean, if
Yeah.
you think
Yeah.
about it, we've lived, a lot of years already. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably one of the places. But I'd be really like, if I had the ability to, if I could, I would love to live like everywhere for a
Yeah.
year. Like,
Yeah, just do
I mean,
all
I'd
different
try
places.
everything
Yeah.
just as much experience as I could.
Thing
That'd be
is,
cool.
like, if you had the chance to go everywhere,
There you go.
each day, like one day you would be in like Brazil, the other day you would be like Australia. Would you take that chance to live out your life each day? in a
That's
different
interesting.
way?
That's interesting. Like, yeah, if you could get
Ooh.
if you could get there from like in an instant fashion, where like when you go to sleep in a country and you wake up, but you don't know where you are, but you're guaranteed somewhere different every day.
Yeah,
That's
That'd be
interesting.
cool.
that'd be
would you
cool.
live that scenario?
That's
That'd be
almost
cool,
like
but that'd be-
that's almost like a superpower too, kind of.
But it's
Is
like
that-
you don't control it.
You're not control of it.
Is that your whole life though? Like you literally like your entire
That
life
would
is like
suck.
that, or is that just for?
We'll call it a year because your whole life it's little like that would suck. That would
Yeah,
be too hard.
so
So that you could never like you said you never like make friendships,
Yeah.
make love. Or,
We'll call it a year.
Make love.
You'll never make love.
But yeah, like a year. So 365 days each day.
Damn, that's 365 different countries. Right
Yeah.
there.
Or maybe not even like different. It could be like different cities, just like somewhere different.
Just different places. Yeah.
Like is
So-
one day too
Yeah,
short for you to like
Stand
do
up at the
stuff?
front door.
Maybe
I'd
like
still-
2 days. No, I feel like one day.
I think
Yeah.
that'd be cool. I feel like one day it would make you really like capitalize on like the
Yeah,
what you really want to do. And
Well, oh shit,
Man.
I can't go back
Procrastinate.
here. So
Yeah.
shit.
that would be an
Shit out of luck.
insane year. Holy
you would
crap!
just be doing whatever you wanted to an extent because you're just like, well, I'm here. I'm only here like for a day, so let's just
Doing
do
the craziest
go for
things.
it.
For
Yeah,
a
then like
day.
halfway
Yeah.
through the year, you just like straight up being awful, like just like knocking
Now
over
you're
things.
just like pushing over grandmas and
Yeah.
stealing, like kids' ice cream.
Pushing over grandma.
Get up for that scenario.
Yeah, like this,
Oh, man.
like the
Oh,
door, the doorbell liquor has been seen in multiple countries over the same week.
How's he doing it?
How's he doing it?
Cardboard box doorbell looking man.
Grizzly
Full-
box man,
Full of hair.
hairy box man.
Harry Fox man. Oh god. Well,
All right. Well,
well, before we jump off, you said you had a second question, Tim.
Yeah, I guess. I think so. X out of it. Oh, it was kind of just a generic thing that we probably all would ask, was just like, out of everything, like, if you could just choose one thing that you've always wanted to do that you've never done before, like, what would you do? Just like one, like just one, I don't know.
Like one bucket
Activity
list
That you
item.
always wanted to do.
Yeah, like a bucket list item. Just name one of your bucket list things that you love to do. That's just not like crazy.
Naming one, I think, is easy. Naming the top one is like
Well, that's
impossible.
what I mean. Just name one. Just name like one of the things you always wanted to do.
Hmm.
Just as a quick, it's not too hard of a question because we all have those things already kind of in our head. Just like a quick thing you've always wanted to do. Just get it out there.
I mean, like, for me personally, I don't know if I'd have the balls to ever do it, Well, like
Skydiving.
skydiving. Yeah,
I knew it.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that.
I'm super
I-
afraid of heights,
I want
so like
I would try it.
I would love to try it. Like
I
if
would
I
try
got
it.
up there, I mean, obviously I'd have to jump, right? So
Yeah.
Mhm.
if I could just force myself to get on that helicopter or whatever the hell brings you up there that you jump off,
Whatever the hell makes you up
He
there.
doesn't even know.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
If
skydiving I
just
think is
got on
an
there-
easy one. 'Cause it's such a rare thing.
Honestly, though, it's not really that like hard to do.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I've known so many people that have actually done it, like not far
right.
and for not that much money, and it's like there's
You can-
really nothing
You can
stopping.
do it. I mean, it's
it's
not
just
like a
it's
hard
literally
thing to do.
just scheduling it, doing what they tell you, and showing
Yeah.
up. It's
Yeah, it's really not like that far fetched.
right.
We should all go. We should make a pact that we all
Oh
go.
fuck!
that's rough.
That'd
Let's
be
do it.
cool.
This episode for the boys. We have like GoPros and stuff. We're like,
Oh
We
man.
could, dude. We can make an
Let's
episode.
do it,
out of
dude. Let's do
We
it.
should.
We
That
should.
That'd be crazy.
Damn, what the hell?
That'd be
That's
crazy. I think me and
We
Brian
if
would
we
need
get,
to.
if we get 10 views on this video, we'll go skydiving.
Jeez.
I
I think me and Brian would need some extra permission on that one.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's a
Shit.
rough one.
I would love to do it, but I just have to build up the courage for like 40 years before I really do it.
Well, that's probably when we're gonna get 10 views on this video. So,
yeah, for real. It'll take us that long.
Christian,
What about
what's your answer? You didn't jump in on the skydiving. What do you got? What's your bucket list? We should save bucket list as like a whole topic because I think that's a
Yeah,
cool topic.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying just one
I would
thing.
say,
what's your one
learn how to
thing?
surf.
Learn how to surf.
Yeah,
That's
just
That's
I just
cool.
wanted. I barely go to the beach, like, but I always had a idea of like trying to learn how to surf. It's one of them because it's so cool when you see people like in the ocean just like doing these cool waves and stuff.
In
It's
the
Oh,
like,
like,
Yeah.
wasn't it, like inside the waves? Like,
Yeah.
inside
Yeah.
the tunnels and stuff, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does look pretty
Yeah,
badass.
Yeah, like it looks
That's cool.
it's dope.
I feel like
just
it'd be
wanna do
super fun. I would do that too. That sounds
That-
super
that's
fun.
That's yeah. I never even thought about that, but yeah, that's true. Like it's like super hard to learn, but once you learn,
Yeah.
like you just have it, and it's awesome. People do it
I
like
just
every
want to get
day.
eaten by sharks. That's it.
Yeah, you gotta just go to the right. You gotta go to the right area.
Well, if you lick the shark and then you become a shark, you'll be
Oh,
You could be a
Or
surfing
you can
shark.
Surfboard.
You could be a hairy box surfing shark.
Harry Box Shark.
surfing.
It's like, why is the cardboard box in the ocean? It's attacking me.
Yeah, look at this
God,
cardboard
what
box
a-
ripping these waves. God.
Like wet hair.
The box is just like melting. It's like, quick, change back. He's like, I don't know how.
Just like floating doorbell man.
Oh, jeez.
It's a red. Press it.
Yeah.
Boy.
All right, well,
Well, on that note, I think that closes off a pretty entertaining episode.
Pretty random episode, but
Pretty random.
more fun, I think.
Covered off on quite a bit, but I think we just found episode 5, the bucket list.
Yeah,
that's
possibly.
cool.
All right, next week, the bucket list. Stay tuned.
I think our high five was like dead on last time, Brian. We should try that again.
I don't
It was
know if we
like-
can. I don't know if
it
we
was
can match
perfect.
that.
It was
Yeah.
perfect.
We gotta
Make it
do
work.
doubles. We double now though.
Oh, like up like
Ready?
this. I, like,
We
what is
gotta,
this?
we gotta line it up. Line it up. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
You
No,
go
I-
into my armpits.
I hit my mic and everything. What do we do? No, I'll just do
That
this.
was rough.
We're just like raging.
Yeah. And for the audio listeners who have no idea what's going on, we're like virtual high fiving.
It's going terribly.
That's
It
going
didn't work.
terribly.
The first one in the last episode
Okay,
worked perfect.
that was episode 4. Episode 5 is next. See you later.
Adios.
Adios. See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.